you don't understand how it is that you have certain troubles in your life. You have done everything that you could possibly do in your marriage or in a friendship, or you've done all that you could possibly do in school, and you still fail. You don't understand how it could be that you are the one who is faithful in church, and you are the one who gives the tithe every week, and it's the guy next door to you that never thinks about God, who seemingly is financially stable, who has the nice car and the nice house, and it just seems like that it should be reversed, and you don't understand that. You can't get a hold as to why God would bless them and not you. You see sometimes the worst of folk in the world that stay in trouble all the time. It seems like those type of people never die. You ever notice that? Folk that have done everything, robbed everybody, stole from everyone, and they've done all kinds of ungodly stuff. And it seems like that those are the people that live forever. But here's someone who is docile, and they don't really do a lot of anything. They don't smoke, they don't drink, they don't curse, they don't curse, they don't do other things. But those are the people that die by the time that they're 40. But don't go start doing a lot of stuff so you can live long, because I didn't finish the story. The rest of the story is that they do all of this stuff and they live a long time, but when they die, they go to hell. And you, if you die at 40 because you did the will of the Lord, you get to go upstairs instead of downstairs. So there are things that you don't understand. We have all kinds of questions for God. And someone said that I'm going to wait until I get to heaven before I ask God all of these things. Now, I might wait until I get to heaven to get the answers. But the questions that I have, I'm going to ask them now. And if God does not answer them, then I'm all right with that. But I'm going to answer them or ask them. And I don't feel like that God is going to be upset with me because I asked the questions. I have questions for God all the time. A lot of the questions that I have are about me. There are things that I don't understand about me, and so I try to inquire of the Lord as to why this is with me. I don't understand even how and why God has been so good to me. I don't understand why God has blessed me. I don't understand why He chose me to be in this position. Years ago, if someone had told me that I would be in a pulpit somewhere preaching the word of God and pastoring people, then I would have thought that they had lost their mind. The first thing I probably would not have been able to comprehend, because I was probably high out of my own mind. But I thank God that I'm here even though I don't understand. And then there are times when I ask God questions about y'all, because y'all do some things that I don't understand either. So I inquire of God, and can I do a commercial right here? I inquire of God, why don't they come to church? Why don't they come to church on time? Why don't I? Lord, I don't understand why they don't come to Bible study. I don't understand why they don't come to Sunday school. I don't understand why they don't participate. I don't understand that, and I'm asking God, and God is not telling me, because if God had told me, you could bet your bottom dollar, I would have told y'all. But they taught us not to question God, even though the pages of the Bible are littered with people who have questions for for God. And even here in this third chapter of the book of Exodus, Moses had a question for God. We've talked about this before. We talked about the response that God gave unto Moses when Moses asked God about going to the children of Israel, and after he had gotten there, the people would inquire about who sent him and what is the name of him that sent him. And you know what God responded to Moses? He responded in a way with a mere and a simple I am. He didn't go into a lot of details and trying to explain a lot of things to Moses, but he just merely said that tell them that I have sent you here. He didn't try to describe every aspect of his character, nor every fiber of his being, or every detail of his attribute. He just told Moses that I am. And we've talked about this plenty of times before. The reason why God did that is because time would not permit him to tell Moses everything that there was to know about him. If he had started to try to explain himself to Moses, then the eternity past, present, and future would have expired, and God would have still been telling Moses who he was. That's how great the God that we serve is. So God spared Moses and told the said, when you go, just tell them that Yea is Shar, Yea has sent you. And that means that I will be what I will be and never cease to be what I am. And go on and talk to Moses. And the other thing is that if he had taken the time to explain to Moses who he was and all of the wonderful titles that he is called by, Moses would not have been less confused, but Moses would have been more confused, because it would have been impossible for Moses to be able to contain the information that was given to him by God in a finite mind. So God said, I'm going to be easy on you. I'm going to give you an answer that carries weight, and an answer that will pass when you get down into the land of Egypt. Just tell them that I am has sent you down here. And so Moses went on down, and you know the story of how that he began to talk to Pharaoh, and God showed his hand even in the land of Egypt. And what he showed was the might of his power. He showed that he was all powerful, and that Pharaoh could not stop him. When God ready to deliver the children of Israel, there was nothing that Pharaoh could do to stop God. And when God delivers you, there's nothing that the devil can do. You've been in bondage. I don't care what kind of bondage you have. I don't care how long you've been hooked on heroin. I don't care how long you've been smoking crack. When God delivers you, when God decides to deliver you, there's nothing that the devil can do. And the Bible tells us that whom the Lord sets free is free indeed. That through a personal testimony, and then I promise to get back in the Word of God. I was out there, and I had all type of hindrances, and I had all types of addictions. I had done everything to try to get free of my addictions. And someone stopped by when I was in the alley at 10th and Persian, hooked on drugs and alcohol and cigarettes. And they came back there, and I took it as a time to show off, and I started to talk and tell them and laugh at them, and they told me that I was going to hell, and it made me listen a little closer.